right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel presented by Connors and Ferris. Mike Catalana, I am Jenna Cottrell. We are here in New Jersey. That's New York behind us.
Yep.
Jersey here. All right, we are talking Bills, Jets, Monday Night Football, the 5 players to watch. But before we do, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy our content. Okay, Mike, we waited so long. Let's talk about it. The 5 players who we're going to have our eyes on in this matchup. Let's start with the middle linebacker, Terrell Bernard, a guy who had a hamstring injury in the preseason, was not out there in the preseason games. We're going to be watching him.
All right, I'm going to start out. This is for Dan, patting himself on the back because Dan called this a year ago. Maybe you've heard of it on our channel.
There was a reel and
that a year ago Dan said Terrell Bernard's going to start week 1. Well, here we are week 1 tonight, Monday night, and he is going to be starting. I find it fascinating that they've done this. Not that Bernard ended up being the guy, but that he ended up being the guy coming off an injury.
Yeah.
The guy didn't play in the preseason. He has never started a game before. And he's starting tonight, and staring across from him as he calls the plays is Aaron Rodgers. Now, we can talk about Aaron Rodgers being towards the end of his career. He has seen everything.
Yeah.
He is the closest thing I think we have to Brady in terms of visualizing what's out there on the field. He's seen it all. And you got Terrell Bernard playing in his first ever game. Physically, I think he's going to be okay. I think they have confidence in him as a player. But Jenna, they've never really seen him play in games, a little bit in game situations. But he's starting tonight against Aaron Rodgers. I think it's going to be something to see.
That, to me, is the biggest thing going into this game because Aaron Rodgers is a guy that can absolutely exploit that weakness. And if he senses any of that, I think that this Jets offense could be feasting. Now, I'm not saying I expect that to happen, but without any of those preseason reps and really seeing him in game action and all that stuff, like, it is literally trial by fire in terms of there's going to be a lot going on, and can Terrell Bernard keep up with it? We'll see. Obviously, the Bills have confidence, though.
You've mentioned it before about Bernard. He does seem to have instincts, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you look for in that player. Well, maybe he's going to trust those tonight.
Yeah.
Because maybe he's going to make a few plays for him. Look, the guy I think has confidence. He's a quieter guy. I think they have wanted him to win this job. I think you might feel a little sense more of calm as a Bills fan if it was a Bernard or a Klein because they've been there before. This guy's a better athlete. And let's see if he's a better football player, certainly starting in week number 1. So it's going to be fun to see. He's number 43. You guys haven't seen him play very much, so let's see how Bernard does tonight. Yep.
All right, so that's someone to watch. Another guy who's getting a starting role. He started last season, Christian Benford. So he beat out Dane Jackson, Kaiir Elam as well. I think when you talk about instincts, Christian Benford's name comes up as well. But there's a lot of pressure, and for him, I think he's played at a great level. He obviously had the injury, but I want to see how it all unfolds.
Meritocracy. I'm going to go back to that word. That's the NFL. Last year, he came in, won the job over Kaiir Elam. He did. And he started week 1 in the biggest game, Thursday night opener in LA against the Rams. And yes, Elam got some snaps, but he was the guy who earned the job as the 6th-round pick. Now you come back in year number 2, and it would have been easy for them to say Dane Jackson. It would have been.
I think they were expecting that, honestly.
But this kid, there is something about him. And I think Sean McDermott, defensive play caller, is hitching his wagon to these younger, hungry, instinctual players. I think that's the kind of defense he wants. It's a safer thing to go with Dane Jackson. And Dane Jackson's going to play tonight, and I think Elam's going to play tonight too, or Monday night. But I will say this. I love that this kid has come in, earned the job 2 years in a row in different circumstances, that he's your starting corner, in this case, opposite Trey White.
That is interesting. 2 years in a row with that.
Yeah. Who would have thought that coming in?
What is he, a 6th-round pick?
6th-round pick out of Villanova.
Yeah.
And the other part of that, what is nice for those guys, Jenna, is the big 3 are back together for the first time since September of 2021. Yep.
Yeah.
Hyde, Poyer, Trey White, all on the field together. It's been crazy, isn't it?
I can't believe it's been that long that they haven't all been out there, but at the same point, I think that safety blanket that they do add, and I think Christian Benford can play. Like, make no mistake about it. I'm excited for him because he is a guy that is so much more kind of under the radar, soft-spoken, but we've seen him come up with some big plays, and the Bills obviously think that he's a guy that can continue doing that. So, all right, we'll see. Staying on the defense.
Yeah.
Von Miller, still in the PUP list. He will not be out there. Greg Rousseau. I feel like this is the season he could have a breakout season.
Yeah, he's put up numbers.
Yeah.
But I think they were hoping he could do it last year.
Yeah.
I kind of think they expect it this year, don't you?
I mean, I agree with that. I feel like it's kind of like with Ed Oliver in terms of sometimes they were like, all right, I remember talking to Leslie Frazier a couple years ago, and he was like, I think Ed's going to have a breakout season. And he's had good numbers. Obviously, the Bills value him. They re-signed him. But I think for Rousseau, it's like, okay, you have all this talent. You have Von Miller in your ear helping you. What did Von say? He's feeding him gasoline and gunpowder last season.
Are we sure Von's not going to find his way on the field tonight? It's against all rules. But you could just see Von going, I don't need the shoulder pads. I'm just going to go play. Because, he's in his 13th year, right? He's in his 13th year?
I know, yeah.
He mentions it a lot.
He's going to find a way to the field.
But he's got to sit out at least the first 4. So, again, Rousseau's probably known this the whole offseason.
Yeah.
Here we go. Week 1. Go get Aaron Rodgers a couple of times in this game.
Yeah, make a statement. Okay, let's talk offense. Dalton Kincaid is someone that I am so excited to see out there, see how the Bills use him, see what he looks like in terms of just, we've talked about how all offseason, all preseason, he's just looked the part. And will that be the case? And how much will the Bills use him against the Jets?
So, played in Utah. This should be just like it. Monday Night Football, huge game against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, and that really good defense. But Kincaid hasn't been fazed by any of it. And I know all of you are sitting there. You drafted him in your fantasy league, didn't you?
I tried to.
You didn't get him?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
It was with Bills reporters. So
I think he's gonna put up decent numbers. I think he's gonna be a really good player. But I think they're looking at him going, what role can he play? I think it's a key role. He's playing. Mm-hmm. He is playing. He's getting snaps. I think he is a, quote, starter. Whether they go with the 2 tight ends on the first play or not, he is a mainstay player for this team. Yeah. And his role will increase as the year goes on. But they kind of hit him during the preseason. I think there's a lot of plays, at least, that could go Dalton Kincaid's way tonight.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, final player.
We don't usually save the end for this guy because we usually don't even mention him. He's almost like Josh Allen. But Stefon Diggs, he's going against Sauce in this game.
Gardner.
And Sauce is a heck of a player.
They've had a little back and forth, too.
And last year in the game here, Diggs beat him early for a big play. But then Diggs doesn't like to hear this, but he kind of shut him down. I love the matchup. Diggs has been on fire this whole offseason. He will be ready. I think Diggs, with a big game tonight, opens things up for this Bills offense. He makes at least one big-time play in this game, scores a touchdown. I drafted Diggs in my league. Oh. I think he's going to have a big year, but he wants to beat Sauce. He doesn't want to hear that this kid can stop him.
Prop bet Stefon Diggs' first touchdown of the season. I'm taking that.
Yeah,
I would do that. I would do that. I was going to say.
Yep.
I think the revenge tour has already started, but it'll really be announced to the world against the Jets. Yep. Look, and Sauce is good. Like, that is going to be a tough matchup. And the fact that this Bills team, like Aaron Rodgers, there's so many talented pieces on this team. They're going to have to face him twice. But that is one that I definitely have circled of seeing who's going to get the best of one another because you know they're going to be battling all night.
Yeah. Quinnen Williams is a great player. They got it. They're a good defense. And I'm telling you, I said this the other day on our podcast. Jets score early. Everybody panics. Bills come back. I got the Bills winning the game, too.
Okay. I have the Bills winning the game as well. I will say I'm excited for that atmosphere, too. Yeah. I think it's going to be insanity. The Jets the fan base is reinvigorated. Obviously, the game being on 9/11, the significance of that being in the New York area.
Yeah.
I think that's another added element. And I will say, I think the Bills and their leadership and all these things, like obviously Aaron Rodgers has been through big games before, but a lot of these guys that are up and coming on this Jets team, like that is going to be a lot to handle.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the Bills, their core that's kind of been through it, been over it, kind of gotten used to that atmosphere, I think that their calmness and consistency and leadership will kind of help them in terms of that atmosphere.
Yeah. Just real quick, we have our show, 7 o'clock on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. We'll be live. We'll be on the field. Sideline, and then Jenna comes up to the press box with me this time.
I know. I'm panicking. I still don't know what to wear. I packed like 17 outfits. I don't know. We'll see. Dan is with us too.
I say hoodie, sport coat for you.
I would You know I would love to wear that, but I can't. All right. Thank you for joining us. For Mike, I'm Jenna. Please be sure to like your comment, score predictions.
Yeah, and
Let's hear 'em.
players you're looking at and score predictions. That's what we want to see.
Love it. And please be sure to subscribe if you enjoy our work, and also tell a friend if you really enjoy it as well. All right. Thanks for joining us here on Buffalo Plus, presented by Connors and Ferris. We will catch you next time after the game. Wow. All right, cool. Thanks, guys.